Imagine this. You're doing everything right as a vegetarian. You're eating your greens, getting your protein from lentils and beans, maybe even keeping an eye on B12. And yet, you're constantly fighting fatigue, catching every little cold going around the office, or noticing your skin and hair just aren't what they used to be. It's frustrating, right? What if the issue isn't the usual suspects like iron or protein, but somehow less obvious? Something most people overlook. That something is zinc, one of the most underestimated minerals in a vegetarian diet. Zinc isn't flashy. It's not as famous as calcium for bones, or iron for blood, or B12 for energy, but it's involved in more than 300 enzyme reactions in your body. That means almost every system you rely on, your immune defense, your metabolism, your wound healing, your sense of taste and smell, all have zinc working quietly behind the scenes. Without enough of it, things start to slip. You feel tired, your focus drops, you recover slower, and suddenly you're more vulnerable to illness. It's not dramatic at first, but over time, the difference is huge. Now, here's the catch for vegetarians. Plants absolutely do contain zinc in beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. But plants also come with compounds called phytates. These phytates bind to zinc in the digestive system and make it harder for your body to absorb. So, while you might technically hit the recommended daily amount for zinc on paper, your body may only be absorbing a fraction of it. That's why vegetarians, even ones who eat balanced diets, are at greater risk of falling short of their daily recommended allowance amount of zinc. Think about those days when you're dragging yourself through your workout or when you catch colds back to back and just can't figure out why your immune system seems to be asleep at the wheel. It's easy to blame stress, age, or lack of sleep. And yes, those play a role. But sometimes it's as simple as your body missing the mineral that sparks those immune cells into action or helps your muscles repair after a long run. Zinc is that missing spark. What I find fascinating about zinc is how interconnected it is. It doesn't just do one thing. For example, in your immune system, zinc is like the drill sergeant that trains white blood cells to recognize and fight off invaders. In terms of energy, it helps your cells turn food into usable fuel. For your skin and hair, it's part of the repair and growth cycle. And in your hormones, zinc influences everything from testosterone to thyroid function. Who would have guessed? Both of which play a role in how energized or sluggish you feel. One tiny mineral, massive impact. The tricky thing about zinc deficiency is that it doesn't always show up with one big red flag. Instead, it's subtle. Maybe your nails get brittle. Maybe your sense of taste changes. Maybe you're recovering more slowly from workouts or cuts. Or maybe you just feel run down, but you can't put your finger on why. Left unchecked for long enough, low zinc can even lead to more serious immune problems or fertility issues. That's why catching it early matters. Being vegetarian doesn't mean you're doomed to low zinc forever. It just means you have to be strategic since phytates in plants reduce absorption. Techniques like soaking beans, sprouting grains, or roasting seeds actually make zinc more bioavailable. It's like unlocking the door that phytates have closed. And when you combine those foods with variety, say lentils one day, pumpkin seeds the next, and maybe some cashews or chickpeas later in the week, your chances of meeting your needs skyrocket. For some people, fortified foods or supplements may also make sense, but the foundation should always be smart food choices first. If you're active, the stakes are even higher. Exercise itself stresses the immune system and muscles. That's normal. It's how we grow stronger. But if zinc is low, the repair process drags out and you feel it as lingering soreness, recurring colds, or constant fatigue. Athletes, especially vegetarian athletes, often need a little more zinc than the average person just to keep up. That's why I call it the missing mineral. You don't notice how critical it is until it's not there anymore. At the end of the day, zinc isn't about fear or complexity, it's about awareness. Once you know how important it is and where it comes from, you can build your meals with confidence. And the best part, when zinc is in balance, you feel it. Your energy stabilizes, your immunity feels stronger, your recovery gets smoother, and life just feels less like a grind. That's the real blueprint for vegetarians, not just eating plants, but eating them in a way that works with your body, not against it. Zinc may not get the spotlight, but it deserves it. For vegetarians, it's often the missing mineral that explains lingering fatigue, weak immunity, or slow recovery. Once you bring it back into balance, everything else falls into place. And that's the beauty of nutrition. Small changes, big impact. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.